Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Oh, wait a second. I'm still in vacation mode. Shit. Hang on. There we are. All right. Now we are back to work here at the Place to Be Reviews, where we are right here with all of yous. Today, we're going to be talking about a show that I am actually currently in the middle of watching, Daredevil. We're not really focusing on the Matt Murdock character played by Charlie Cox right now. No, one of the sidebar characters, Monkeys. Roll the footage, please.
Did you say Rose?
Yeah.
Rose.
Rose by any other name. Yeah, that works.
I like
all right.
that a lot.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
Today we're over on Bounding Into Comics. Hi, glad to see you. Welcome back. It's good to be back here. We're talking some Daredevil. Daredevil actor Peter Shinkoda accuses producer Jeph Loeb of telling writers nobody cares about Chinese people and Asian people.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for
A
him.
recent interview as part of the Save Daredevil virtual meetup panel for San Diego Comic-Con, actor Peter Shinkoda, who played Nobu, recently detailed that Jeph Loeb told the Daredevil's writer room numerous occasions that nobody cared about Chinese people or Asian people.
Pearl Harbor kind of sneaky. I think we can all be a little sneaky sometimes.
Shinkoda's comments came during the Save Daredevil panel as part of San Diego Comic-Con's virtual panel lineup. Shinkoda was joined by the panel Jeffrey Cantor, who played Mitchell Ellison, and Tommy Walker, who played Francis. At around the 8-minute mark, Shinkoda is asked whether he had his own headcanon for Nobu's backstory. As he's answering the question, he also discusses a story arc that was planned but never made it into production involving his character and Madame Gao. Shinkoda would then state why the story arc never made it into the actual show. He began around the 10-minute mark saying, "I'm kind of reluctant to say this, but I'm going to take it. And I apologize to Tommy and Jeff because I'm going to take this moment, but I have to because I just have to. I'm not really protecting, certain things anymore," but he then continued. Jeph Loeb told the writer's room not to write for Nobu and Gao, and this was reiterated many times by many of the writers and showrunners that nobody cares about Chinese people and Asian people, which they comprise a large part of the population. Besides, I'm fairly certain there's quite a few people that do care about them and their well-being and their characters. So, it doesn't, as long as the characters are good, that's, the ethnicity makes no difference. I'm serious here. This is, and I'm not defending Jeph Loeb at all because I think that's a really asinine and backwards racist thing to say. But it just doesn't make any sense why you would say it in the first place. Like, knowing you're going to probably lose your job over this if you have, you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense that he would even be so stupid. If that's the way you truly feel, dude, then that's the way you truly feel. And there's really nobody that's going to change your mind. But at the same time, why even vocalize that? Like, your freedom of speech does not grant you freedom of consequences and repercussions, that for which your actions are now coming tenfold. So, see where this story goes. He added, there was 3 previous Marvel movies, a trilogy called Blade that was made where Wesley Snipes kills about 200 Asians each movie. Nobody gives a shit. So don't write about Nobu and Gao, and they were forced to put their storyline down and drop it.
You out of your goddamn mind. Son of a bitch!
Blade did not just kill Asians. A lot of the villains were, but they were more your ancillary characters. The goons were all comprised of different races and ethnicities. They were basically talking about henchmen. I don't think that they really focused on just killing Asian people in the Blade movies. That doesn't make it literally makes no sense, especially considering the one movie starts in Russia. I have privy to that storyline because he explained it to me. They were very apologetic that they couldn't follow through with it, that their hands were tied. It was a very interesting storyline about having to go under the guys, getting some kind of transplant, and it was medical reasons and a lot of paperwork and bureaucracy was fudged, and they carry out this black sky plans, Shinkoda elaborated. He then went on. But all that backstory was dropped, and the writers told me that they regretted it and that they were reluctant to do it because they were so stoked about including it in the storyline. But they were prevented, so I had to concoct this other storyline and then, rock that material that I was given. Regretfully, I didn't get to ever explore that. And the Daredevil vs. Nobu fight was excellent. I just watched that episode. Like I said, I just went back and started watching the show from the beginning because I never watched it. So this fight sequence was excellent. Why you would not want more about this character? He's pretty kick-ass. Like I said, so far, just a kick-ass character. It's like, I want more. Cantor at that point asked Shinkoda if things would have been handled differently with Hollywood's current sensibilities, to which Shinkoda responded, I absolutely do, because the fact that you've spoken and just eloquently explained that all. How people are more in touch, more familiar, and more or less in denial about the issues that we're dealing with nowadays. He added, yeah, I think it would be approached a hell of a lot more delicately, definitely, because I can see the difference. I think that 2, 3, 4 years difference, huge. He's of course speaking of the current trend of everything is racist in Hollywood. There can be no white people anymore unless you are a shouting from the mountaintops ally, which, I mean, like I said, this whole thing in Hollywood right now, this paradigm is very odd, and it's a lot of virtue signaling. Jeph Loeb, what he said, absolutely wrong. Inexcusable. Shouldn't have been said. It's a racist comment. No place for that. Okay? I am fully supporting what Shinkoda says here. All right? So, how are you in a position that you are, and then you just make a way of saying stupid things like that? It makes no sense to me. It's like, when you want to be a little more responsible with that position of power that you've, achieved or been given, whatever, how you've achieved it, nepotism, however you have achieved it. So, I don't know. These comments are very backwards and wrong on Loeb's part. Yeah, Hollywood, like I said, this being going on right now in this current Hollywood climate it's very touch and go. Like I said, it's a very delicate tightrope act to walk. Not invited to the season 2 premiere, Shinkoda would go on to list other grievances he had with Daredevil. At the 1750 mark of the video, he detailed he was not invited to the season 2 premiere of the show. Shinkoda stated, it would have been nice to be invited to the second season premiere also. Sitting there with Wai Ching Ho, and I mentioned, did you go to the premiere? I never got an invite, Peter. Neither did I. I found out watching it live on the news at the red carpet that there was Daredevil 2 season premiere, and I was sitting home going, what? Watching commercials of me fighting people. He reiterated that on Twitter, saying, Wei Ching Ho and aka Madam Gao and I, aka Nobu of Daredevil, weren't at the season 2 premiere because we weren't invited. He added, Wai was insulted, and that pissed me off a lot. We found out about the event as it live streamed. They were sorry we were, quote, overlooked. So what do you make of Shinkoda's accusations against Jeph Loeb? What about his comments about the current Hollywood landscape? I feel like Loeb's comments were completely out of line. They were completely racist, had no place coming out of the mouth of somebody who is in that position. There's a definite paradigm shift in Hollywood right now, and some of it's good, some of it's not so good, some of it is knee-jerk reaction. Not that they're wrong with rectifying these mistakes and these egregious errors, but with that being said, knee-jerk reactions to things like any voice actor who is not a black person that happens to play a black person or a person that is of mixed ethnicity, as we saw in the case of Kristen Bell. These are knee-jerk reactions. The guy that plays Cleveland, him stepping down. It's a knee-jerk reaction. It doesn't need to happen because that's a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. That's nothing. So those are cartoons. This, a bit more erroneous and egregious than all that, were these statements by Jeph Loeb. I completely have Peter Shinkoda's back in this situation. Not only is its character compelling to where you want to know more about him, like I said, Loeb's comments are completely wrong. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Here's where you can find us all across social media at TB2BR on Instagram, the Place to Be Reviews page on Facebook, the official Place to Be Reviews fan page, that's our private group, at the Place to Be RE1, at N80 Pete on Twitter, past podcast available on Anchor, iTunes, and Spotify, and now the Place to Be Reviews on Discord. You can also email us if you're old-fashioned, okay boomer, at theplacetobereviews@mail.com, the world's best mail. Thank you very much. Also, on the way out, don't forget to bitch slap that like button. Do me that big solid, would ya? Yeah, I think you can do that. Also, hail the Fandom Menace. Hail to thee, my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. Help us grow the channel. Hail the Fandom Collective, a group which we are proud members of now. We'll be working with them on a lot of collaborations in the near future. And I'd like to personally thank you all for joining the Place to Be Reviews. That's right, I'm Tepakuian of the Place to Be Reviews right here with all yous. Remember, if I don't see you, have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow.